So I've had my MacBook for a decent amount of time now, and I've ended up buying quite a lot of accessories. Some of the accessories have been good, some of them have been bad, but anyway, here's some of my favorites. One thing that I should mention is all these accessories work with any MacBooks, whether it is the new MacBook Pros or maybe some older M1 Macs or even older than that. All these accessories are useful whether you take your Mac to somewhere like college or work, or whether you just stay at home and do all of your stuff there. Anyway, let's finally get to the first product. Anyway, the first thing is this Urth Norite backpack. This is definitely my favorite backpack ever, and it's because of the design. It has one main zip that opens up the whole of the bag, and then two side diagonal zips which are extremely useful if you need to quickly open up the bag and reach to certain parts. So these side zips look really cool, they're super functional as you can open it up quickly, put your hand in, and then you're in the main compartment of the bag. The bag comes in two colours, black and white, or technically it's ash grey. It's very close to being white though. You can easily open up with the main zip and put in the MacBook into this pocket here. And there's also countless other sort of pockets where you can put other accessories. This bag is great if you like cameras, and there's so many different pockets where you can put things such as lenses, or if you don't like cameras, obviously you can just put other things in as well, such as water bottles and maybe other MacBook accessories. The company that makes this Urth, they also make other things such as laptop sleeves and camera accessories, so if you want matching stuff, so a matching bag, a matching laptop sleeve, that is possible. I really like the material this bag is made out of. Not only is it durable, it's also weatherproof, so if you're going on an adventure, you don't need to worry about water getting in and your MacBook dying. The material is also super easy to clean. The other day I took this on a bit of an adventure. It got very muddy, but just a bit of water, a bit of a cloth, and it basically came off within a few minutes. One thing that I should mention is this bag is extremely big, as you can see. I see this as a positive, however some of you might see this as a negative. There is a smaller bag that they make. This is the 24 litre version. They do make a 20 litre version. However, it does have a slightly different design, which I'm not as big as a fan of. But overall, if you want a good looking bag that you can put your MacBook in, I would say this is definitely a good option. Before we get into the next product, I would really appreciate it if you could leave a like on this video if you like this sort of content. But anyway, the next product is Xtreme Skins. So as you've probably noticed throughout the video, my Mac isn't just a normal space grey or silver colour. And that is because I've put a skin on it, and mine is by Xtreme Skins. So when protecting a MacBook, there's basically two options. You can either use a skin or a case. A skin is basically a sticker that you put on your Mac, and it still provides a good amount of protection whilst not adding any weight, any thickness to the Mac, and it is also extremely affordable. On the Xtreme Skins website, you can choose from so many different patterns and colours. There's honestly so many of them. This also gives you the ability to match your MacBook to your phone. As you can probably tell, I'm a very big fan of the black camo, but if that isn't your sort of vibe, do not worry. Go over to the Xtreme Skins website and you can go through all of the colours, see how it look, and it'll end up looking great. Xtreme Skins do have great tutorials on their YouTube channel on how to install the skins. It did take me a couple of tries, however you can just take them off, stick them back on until you get it right. You can get a skin that covers the whole thing, so top and bottom, and then also this bit here around the keyboard. However, the bit around the keyboard I wasn't that big of a fan of, so I ended up taking it off. But overall, I love the way the skin looks, and also love the added protection, so if I drop my Mac, the skin will take the damage and not the MacBook itself. Next, we've got something you're probably expecting, and yep, it's a dongle. This is a 7-in-1 dongle by DockCase, and it's built like an absolute tank. It's got a HDMI port, 3 USB-As, a micro and normal SD card slot, and also USB-C, which is for power delivery only, unfortunately. That means you could plug this into your Mac and then plug the charger into this. However, that is all the ports for. If you try to plug in maybe a hard drive into this USB-C port, it will not work at all. So my only complaints is the USB-C port that only supports power delivery, and it also doesn't have an Ethernet port. For me, that isn't a problem, as I could just use Wi-Fi wherever I go, but if you're someone that needs Ethernet, then this isn't the one for you, unfortunately. As I mentioned earlier, this thing is built like a tank. It matches a MacBook very well, and I've been very impressed by it. When you plug it in, you can see the built-in screen on it, which basically says what things you've plugged in. So for example, if you plug in an SD card, it will say on the screen SD card plugged in, which I think's a little bit gimmicky, as if you plug an SD card in, you know you've plugged it in. So it is a bit gimmicky, but it does also look quite cool at the same time. But overall, great dongle. The price on this does change quite a lot. I've seen it as high as 70. When I checked yesterday, it was only £31. So if you can get it for £30, then that's a very good deal. if it's as high as 70, I would recommend waiting for it to go on offer again. Next, you have this ultra thin monitor by Auzia, and well, it is what you think it is. It's a portable monitor. This works very well with a MacBook, as you could just do everything through the USB-C, so it powers it and sends the video footage just through one cable. I really like the design of it, as it has ultra thin bezels, and also the screen is actually slightly bigger than my MacBook itself, so sometimes if I'm doing video editing, I'd rather do it on here just because it's got a slightly bigger screen. The stand is adjustable, so you could have it at different angles. The screen is decently well built, not the highest quality in the world, but I'm fairly happy with it, and the screen does look surprisingly good. So I'd recommend this if you travel quite a lot and obviously you have a lot of tabs open, a lot of different things like Final Cut Pro, Photoshop, Chrome tabs, all that sort of stuff. That's when the second monitor will be very useful. So those are my main favourite products, however I do have a few bonus things. And my first one of those bonus products are AirPods Pros. So I probably don't need to go into too much detail about what AirPods Pros are, as you probably do know. However, I do love the way the MacBook and AirPods just pair flawlessly. I also love how I can have my AirPods in and be listening to something on my phone, and if I pause something on my phone, start listening to something on my Mac, the Mac will automatically stream over to my AirPods, which is extremely useful. It's one of those things that you think is just a little bit gimmicky and isn't that important, however when it just does it so flawlessly, you're like, that saved me so much time. One thing I should mention is you can find these for around £189 on Amazon at the moment, which is an extremely good deal considering I paid $250 for these when they came out. I know Apple did just release AirPods 3s, however they are £179 and you're so much better off getting these for the extra 10 quid, as they've got transparency mode and then also noise cancellation, and they do sound better. So those were the AirPods, and my next bonus product is the MX Master. So obviously if you've got or plan on getting a MacBook, it does have a trackpad built in. However, it does do a few things not as well as just a good old-fashioned mouse. I find a trackpad great looking for things through Safari and Chrome. However, when you're doing things in Photoshop and like editing in Final Cut Pro, it does lack just a little bit. And this MX Master is a great mouse. I've had it for probably over 4 or 5 years now. It's got 2 side buttons and also a horizontal scroll wheel, which I absolutely love. This is one of the older sort of models. I think it's could even be the first model of the MX Master, and they have probably released another 2 or 3 since. It's got a great ergonomic design, and if you don't like a trackpad, which is totally understandable, going for something such as the MX Master is a great choice. Anyway, those are my favourite accessories for my MacBook. Hopefully you have enjoyed this video. This is actually my first video back on YouTube in probably about a year, so please let me know if you've got any sort of tips on anything I can improve on. It will take me a little while to get back into the flow of things, but I'm planning on uploading like maybe once every week, hopefully. But anyway, if you did enjoy, make sure you subscribe. If you want more videos on MacBook, let me know. And thank you very much everyone. See ya.